Today we are answering your most burning question that everybody wants to know for 2021.
Who's gonna win The Bachelor? Right?
That's not quite what I was thinking. But we're definitely not gonna be worried about the coronavirus or even the Super Bowl, which I know is gonna be your next suggestion.
Yes, because you guys know me in sports.
Yes.
More like halftime show.
But we do want to talk to you today about the burning question that we are getting so much, which is what is trending with design and with the home in 2021? And since that's definitely more our area of expertise, that's what we're going to stick to. The rest, that's what we have the news for.
Exactly.
These are trends no matter what style you have in your home. These are trends that you're gonna be excited about, and you are definitely going to be finding yourself, I think, looking towards and wanting to incorporate into your home. So let's jump in.
Yeah, before we do that, don't forget to hit subscribe.
Oh yeah, I always forget.
I know, because we have so much good stuff coming out over the next few weeks. You want to make sure you're a part of it.
We think the 2021 on our channel is gonna be epic, and maybe we'll have a couple little hints sprinkled throughout the video as to what you can expect here on our channel as well. So without further ado, let's chat about what to expect for design trends, home trends in 2021. We love coziness, don't we?
Yeah, and I think it's one of those words, regardless of what style you currently have, you can really just add the word cozy on the back end of it, and that is where everything is going this year.
Yeah, traditional cozy, mid-century modern cozy, just add it on. I mean, we were already into coziness. That's what we've always said, that our style is modern cozy. We like that approachability. And if you've watched any of our blanket videos, you know we love to get cozy. However, this is not just our style. This is a global style where we want to feel at ease and at home. We want to feel nurtured and warm.
Safe, like all those words.
All those things.
Yeah, a lot of these trends, they were already there, but really COVID this year amplified them and accelerated them.
Yeah.
Because it really, as we were all forced back home for pretty much everything in life, suddenly the home became everything. And you're gonna see so many of these trends, which includes this cozy factor, as a result of COVID this year.
Yes. Next up is minimalism, and this is one that you can attest to.
I've gone to so many Goodwills with a carload of stuff and they turned me away.
Yeah.
They said literally, we are completely full. Everyone is cleaning out and cleaning up.
Yeah, and so it's definitely a good time if you want to be a maximalist to go shop at Goodwill. But for the rest of us that just need to get a lot of stuff out of the house and just create room and space to breathe, that's the part of minimalism I think that's gonna be most popular. It's not that everyone's gonna go around with empty homes.
Right.
And that's not what minimalism is really all about. Minimalism is really all about having the things around you that you really love. Yeah. And so for some people that's gonna be a lot of stuff, and some people that's gonna be almost nothing. But overall, we all just want to have less things and more of what really matters to us. We are seeing that everything is moving towards a very natural, earthy, more green aesthetic, and it just makes sense. Nature restores us, and it's so amazing how it does that.
Yeah, and we've even seen outside of design in the travel world, people are going to national parks, they're going on hikes, they're going on walks versus going to cities. So I think that completely translates to design.
Well, part of that's because that's where they can go. But
I think people just want to like get out somewhere, and I think that's why I'm super excited about this. I'll be honest with you. I love plants, and I love the concept of having plants in our home.
Yeah, and now you're home to actually water them.
I can actually water them. They won't die. It's amazing.
Because I never remember, even though I work from home. So. So do expect that you'll see a lot of the colors and materials and all the textures, that you're gonna see a lot of that being a little bit more natural. And even though, like for us, people like us that do have a more modern aesthetic, we're still gonna be including, you know, a rustic face, a lot of our greenery and our plants, and that's how you're gonna see that really flesh itself out. Next up, we have soothing tones with bold strokes. So I know that sounds kind of funny. So I'm basically saying we've got polar opposites. That's exactly what I'm saying. We're gonna have a lot of soothing, creamier colors. We're seeing, and I'm gonna do a whole video separately on paint colors because there's way too much to fit into one video. But we're seeing that a lot of the paint colors, even for people like us that love black and white, we're wanting a creamier white, a little bit creamier, more muted black. And that's across all the spectrums, that people want colors that are just a little bit softer, a little bit more muted.
Yeah.
And then they want like something bold in there because we need something that energizes us just a little bit in our homes. And so when we put that combination together, it just feels really good.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is because the way we're now living in our homes, that we're working, we're playing, we're schooling, we're doing everything. We don't want a home that puts us to sleep while we're working. It's so soothing, and we're just like, but
yeah.
we also don't want a home that wakes you up in the morning like.
I'm sorry, you're snoring.
I know.
I snored on camera.
I just did snore on camera. I'm not sure about that. Not sure how I feel about that.
I'm not editing it out.
But we also don't want a home that when you wake up in the morning is like screaming at you, get to work, get to work. So I think it really is this balance again.
Yeah, and I think you're gonna find the balance within your spaces as well.
Yeah.
Like in your bedroom, you might have something that's, again, very soothing, but then you might want something that energizes you and gets you out of bed. Definitely start thinking through how you wanna live in your space and what you really want out of it in 2021.
I like this one.
Ooh, this one's your favorite.
Yeah, this is my favorite. So I think one of the biggest trends we're going to see in 2021 is at least a move away or beginning of a departure away from open concept living.
It's so true. We have put so many walls up into homes this year. That's kind of been one of the renovation trends that we've really been seeing towards, the middle of the year and on, when it was like, okay, this isn't like a couple weeks. This is something permanent.
Yeah.
We all realized that it's really hard if someone's watching TV or someone's studying and somebody's trying to cook lunch and you've got to have an office in there.
Someone else is working out. Like, you've got all these things. You basically have your entire world crammed into a few thousand square feet, and suddenly you're like, I don't want to see you or hear you all the time.
Yeah, we had lived in an open concept like that before when we were in Denmark, and it drove us nuts. You could see everyone from the living room because it was really open, and our bedroom even had a glass wall, and we were like, this is too open.
Yeah, that was way too open.
Which is one of the reasons why even last year I said we're gonna start seeing that walls are gonna start going up. When we renovated our own home, we went against the trend, and it was something that I was in turmoil about because everyone's like, you're not gonna open up the wall between the kitchen and the big family room, and we were like, no, we realized early on, because we'd experienced that openness to such an extent, that we were like, it's not for us.
And I am so glad we left that wall up.
Me too.
Because now that we're all living here and we've got homeschooling and literally every activity, that wall being gone would just, it would not be good.
Yeah, it's been great. Because I work in real estate, I get to see how people really live and how they want to live and what the requests are when they go house hunting and what they're looking for, why they're selling. So I'm able to see a lot of that stuff really happening in real time. And I think it's interesting that we're seeing extremes on the size of the home that people want.
We're just seeing people do a lot of extremes. They're hitting the road, they're going smaller, or they're giving up their large home and they're buying a tiny home somewhere because they want to travel, because they want that extra, that money they can make doing something else.
Yeah, and I think that people being able to be mobile and to be able to work from anywhere meant that some people that were living in the city now could afford a really big house out in the suburbs. And some people are like, oh, I'm gonna save every dime. I'm gonna move into this tiny house and I'm gonna live this really tiny life so that when this thing opens back up, I can go and I can travel. So we're just seeing a lot of those extremes. And it's funny because 2 years ago, a lot of the really big homes were just sitting on the market. Nobody wanted something that was 8,000 plus square feet. And now they're selling like hotcakes because you need a gym, you need an office.
A bowling alley.
Cinemas were one of the things.
Tattoo parlor in your basement.
movie rooms, cinemas were starting to trend
Yeah.
out, and now all of a sudden everybody wants to put in a cinema, they want to put in a pool. So we're really seeing two extremes, and we'd love to hear from you guys. Where do you find yourselves in that? Have you found yourself leaning towards wanting a bigger house? We've been leaning towards the bigger house. We have a basement to finish, and
You've been leaning. I was ready to sell the house and buy a white van. I had one picked out.
that is true.
Yeah,
That
I was
actually
like, let's
is true.
do it. The 5 of us and the dog can fit in there. But
That's actually true. I'm fighting that. I'm like, I need a few more stars related to my travel. So you guys let us know where you are on that one. Speaking of travel, let's talk about the fact that everybody is suddenly wanting to bring travel home with them. We've been stuck in our homes this year. We haven't been able to go places, and we just need that energy of other places. I don't know. It's something about our human spirit.
especially when our wings are clipped, that's when we miss it more. So even if you didn't travel a whole lot, suddenly you're like, but I can't now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But instead of people wanting to do a room that's decorated with like the Eiffel Tower and that kind of design, what we're finding, at least with our clients,
Yeah.
is that they love an idea of having a room that's inspired by a destination. We did that with our kids' rooms. We'll be sharing one more coming up. That's one of the hints.
Yeah, this is our second hint, by the way, if you missed the first one.
But we did that with Parker's room, where we did a room that was inspired by his favorite destination, which was Alice Beach, and bringing the essence of those places. That is something that everybody has really they're really into. And I think we're gonna see even more of that. And even when the world opens up, you guys can let us know what you think. We think that people are going to be ready to travel, but they're still going to want to bring that home, and
It's going to forever be our safe place. I think we've forever been changed that the home suddenly means more than ever before.
I think so.
So I think it's the destination. I also think it's the hotel. I think it's that whole thing. We're redoing some spaces in our own home right now. And the biggest question every time is, what would a hotel do? Because we can't go there. So let's make our home feel pampered and spoil ourselves on a daily basis.
Yeah. So you guys let us know if you're excited about that one too.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, we were talking a lot about how French country modern was going to be the next big thing. And we were set to go there, right? We had a lot of that French country stuff in our own home, and we found that a lot of our clients were asking for it. And then all of a sudden, all this stuff happened. And we have found that ourselves and our clients just wanted things to be more simple. It didn't matter what their style was, and we've had all different spectrums of styles that we've done, but they just want things less fussy. They don't want a lot of scrolly things. They don't want furniture that's got so much movement going on. It's
Yeah, and every time we go through one of these big transitions, this is what happens. In 2007, 2008, when we hit that recession, suddenly design came out and all the scrollies were gone. Is what I call them, the scrollies.
The scrollies.
That's the design word.
Yeah.
They were all gone. Like everything went clean front and plain front and a lot of clean edges and clean lines. And so I think we're going to see the same thing now because, again, we're looking at it all day long. And the scrollies sometimes can get a little overwhelming.
Yeah, it's not
when
that
there's so many of them.
It's not that you won't take it all out.
Yeah.
Because our clients are definitely not as extreme as we are.
Yeah.
All the time. Some, of course, they want modern design, but some just want something that's just a little bit more clean lined and simple. And I think it's just a sign of the time. That's where trends come from. They are a sign of where we are as humans, whether it's fashion, hair, makeup, whatever it is. You see that those trends always stem from where we are and where we're coming from. And the ones that really take off and you see them get really big is because they've tapped into that place that so many humans are just at. And
yeah,
that's
shared experience. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Very much so.
Yeah. We do not want a one-size-fits-all home. Now that we have the internet and social media, and we have access to basically any tribe that we want to be a part of, we can always find somebody that loves our style. And a tribe of people that want to celebrate it with us. Not necessarily something that COVID did to us. It's really actually the internet that did that to us.
Yeah, I think we're going to go away from such large global big things to a lot more micro tribes.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of companies that are bigger. I think I've actually mentioned this maybe even last year, that we were seeing this happening more and more. Companies like Prada and Gucci and a lot of these big design firms that were no longer offering one kind of bag, but there was a bag for everybody, basically. And I think that's where design is gonna go. And I love it because that actually leads us up to my favorite point, which is the empowered home. That is the biggest trend that I think that we're going to see out of 2021, is that we don't want a home that just soothes us and relaxes us. We want one that just fires us up.
One of the most beautiful parts of 2020 is that people have been awakened.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us have said, is this what I want to be doing the rest of my life? Is this job? Is this where I'm living? All these things. People have, sometimes it's by their own choice, sometimes life has changed
on them.
for them, on their behalf. But a lot of people are waking up to it and saying, I don't want to do it like I did before. I don't want life to go back to how it was. And so suddenly I think people are looking to home to say, I need this to be a place that, like, I get goosebumps talking about it. I really do. I want this to be a place that when I wake up in the morning, it makes me feel like
anything's possible.
Yeah, like everything is possible.
Yes.
And that's the question we keep asking ourselves with our own design is does this make me feel like everything's possible?
Yeah, and I just get excited about it. The way to use that trend is think through your artwork, think through your paint colors, think through the cushions and the sofa. And if your home doesn't empower you to be you and to do you and to live your best life, then it may be time to change some things. And you may not have to throw everything out. Maybe you just need some tweaks. But these are the kinds of things that really matter in life. It was something that we were always passionate about and always will be, that you should have a home that is the backdrop to the life story that you're living. And
the life story that you want to live.
Yeah.
That is the other big difference. And that's what I think is so exciting. These are trends, but they're not rules.
As we get ready to celebrate this new year, I think one of the greatest places that you should spend your energy creating that life that you want is actually in your home design, because the space that you live in and the way that you're living in it is hugely important, and it really influences how you feel about yourself and the world around you. So we highly encourage you to really take a look at that and really pay attention to that trend. So right here at the new year, we get to write the future, not to quote Back to the Future yet again, but
Never
the
go wrong with that
future
one.
is not written, and we get to decide what it's gonna be. And your home is a space that's so important to you, and how you feel will dictate your future. It really will change you. And that's why we get so giddy and passionate about it.
And get goosebumps about this stuff because it actually matters.
It does.
It matters to us, it matters to our clients, it matters to you.
Yeah.
It's super important.
Yeah. So we hope that it will leave you with an encouragement that you get to be you in 2021. And we are hoping that that's what you'll do, is embrace yourself, embrace your unique style, and let that display itself in your home. And we hope that you'll share pictures with us. And that's why we have our Inspired by V group on Facebook. Yes, because we want to see your style. We want to see your homes. We want to be a part of that. So go check that out if you're interested. Also, don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't already, because as we've shamelessly been plugging the future shows that we have coming to this channel and a few really great makeovers and things that are coming.
We're talking new series coming out.
Yes.
We're going to be releasing new series, so you definitely want to subscribe for that. And also follow us on both of our Instagram channels.
Yes, we love to give sneak peeks there, and some of you will have already seen some of the stuff that's coming to the channel, and you're going to be like, oh, I know what she's talking about. So, so thank you so much for stopping by. As always, it's such a treat to have you guys visit with us, and we're excited to hear from you. Don't forget to leave us a comment. Let us know which one of these you're excited about, and if you disagree with us or if you agree. We love to hear from you.
Yeah.
So we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye. You like that?
Yeah. God, I shouldn't have worn this color. It's making my hair look really great.
That's exactly what it is.